I'm live. Good to know. You already bored? You already bored, Bite? You're already yawning. Jeez. I double checked this time to make sure Jordan wasn't live streaming before we started. So look who's already looking at the kitty treats there. Hi, Kathy. Hello. Hi, everyone. Sorry, VNA, you're fourth. But it's okay. It's not a competition. Is it a competition, Bite? Or are you just mad that I knocked on the top of the kitty jar and didn't bother to give you anything? That's what it really is, isn't it? Yeah. It's just a scratch Bite's head night vlog here. Yeah, sorry, Vienna. You have to be quicker next time. But like I said, it isn't a competition. Were you first? They're saying you were first. Yes. Wow. I think you're right. I think Bite Lives a lot likes the live streams. But I think it's more like I said before. I think it's more about the kitty treats. You know, if he can stick his head in that jar, then he's like in heaven. See, head in the jar. I don't know if you got anything though that time. I didn't hear any crunching. Yeah, I shot those photos just today. I actually had talked to my mom while I was driving out to where I was going to vlog today, and just kind of figuring out what was going on. I was telling her about the wildflowers. She said, "Oh yeah, you got to send me some photos of those." So I sent them all to my mom, and then I said, "You know what? You know who else would love those? My viewers would love those." So, yep, that's what I did that for. You wonder what Bite is thinking? I'll tell you what he's thinking. He's like, okay, how can I get the lid off of that thing on my own? Then I won't need him at all. You just made rice pudding for the second day in a row. Uh-oh. Why do I have Christmas lights up? Because I never really took them down after Christmas, and everyone kind of seems to like them. So, whatever. It kind of makes a kind of a festive background behind me when I'm doing a vlog. I guess we could turn this way now because Bite has walked off. Well, not really walked off. He's literally like 3 feet there over there, but I don't know. You could probably try. They seem to like warm and humid, so I would guess probably the issue would just be giving them enough water. Yeah, I kind of like the lights too. I mean, I'm not one of those people that keeps the lights out outside. These are the only lights that are up right now. I took my Christmas lights off outside after New Year's. Tracy's baking bread. I bet you your place smells good really right now. A lot of people really like the pictures. So how do my cats like each other? Well, they're brother and sister, so they've known each other their whole life, so they get along fine. Every once in a while, Bite does something that makes Nibble a little angry, and she'll hiss at him, but they'll get in little fights every once in a while, but they usually end up working it out. Like right now, Bite is the only one that's down here. I don't even know where Nibble is. maybe up on her shelf. What did I have for lunch? I didn't eat lunch. Actually, I had breakfast after I came back from vlogging because right after I got done with the live stream this morning, I said, okay, what am I going to go out and vlog? I kind of had an idea what I wanted to go out and vlog. So I asked myself, do I want to do that? And I said, yeah, let's go do that. Let's do that. That'll be fun to see what's out there. And then I came back, had a little breakfast, and I don't know. It's probably so late in the day now that I might just not eat dinner. I sometimes do that. Hi, Jackie. How are you? Tip this thing up a little bit so I can get a little closer to the edge of the seat here. All right. Well, since everyone's a little bit quiet right now here, we'll occupy a moment or so by making the fat cat even fatter, right? Takes it down on the ground because he doesn't want me to take it from him. It's probably good though. It's a little exercise from getting on and getting off the couch. It's probably not a bad idea to do that. Yeah, that's my life right now. How's Texas? Texas is really nice. It's starting to get a little warmer out there now today. It's been probably in the mid 80s. It's a little overcast, a little windy today. We're supposed to get some rain tonight. Although I was looking at the radar right before I came on, and I don't really see it. So I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. When is my quarantine over? My quarantine is over on Thursday. I go back to work on Thursday, so I'm actually ready for that. You're happy it's Friday. It's still what work. I still work at my job, but and do not have to stay home. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are working from home. There's a lot of people that are just furloughed and say, yeah, don't come into work and we're not going to pay you for a while. So, there's a lot of people that have it a lot harder than I do. Yeah, I don't know what kind of plants at this point I'll plant in the yard, but I love things that flower. I love things that are really fragrant and something and things that are attractive to like bees and butterflies and hummingbirds and stuff like that. Thanks, Jackie. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really happy in Texas so far. I've been here about 10 months so far and really like the place. So I think I'll stay. Oh, don't worry about it. That's hardly the worst spell check I've ever seen on my name. Yeah, I just get to the point where I don't even see the misspells on my name anymore. It just because it happens all the time. Because Breck isn't one of those names that's programmed into most spell checkers, so they see that and they think Brent or Brett or I think the one that I find most insulting is Brick. Yeah, that's not me. Sorry. And now he came back because now we're not paying attention to him anymore, and so he wants his kitty treats again. Second he gets them from me, yeah, look at what he's staring at right now. Yeah, you know what he's thinking. That's the only thing that's on his mind right now. And now that he's up on the arm of the couch, if I open that lid, he'd have his head in there in 30 seconds. I guarantee you, 30 seconds, his head will be in there. See? See, he's going for it already. You know, see, there he goes. Help himself. It's the equivalent of drive-through at the restaurants right now. Okay, that's enough. You big fat tub of lard, you. Yeah, I know. Somebody suggested other day I need to get like a one of those hamster wheels for him, or get like a hamster ball, big enough for him to be in, and then like roll him down a hill so he's got to run. Got the windows open today to allow a little of the air to come in and getting the little neighbors coming in too. So Mike got attracted to some sound he heard outside. So maybe a minute before we see him back for his treats. Yeah, I know I probably could do a vlog on Bite, but unfortunately, the only thing that there would be for him is what you see every time with the live streams. It's him sitting on the edge of the couch, eating kitty treats, and second the kitty treats go away and the camera's off, he'd be up, up sleeping on the shelf with his sister. Yeah, you've basically seen every little bit of his life that there is to see. Because, like I said, it's either up there on the shelf sleeping or down here eating kitty treats. Yeah, I know. I kind of jumped the gun a little bit on yesterday's live stream. That's usually when I give you an estimate, that's what it is, an estimate. And sometimes I just get going and felt like, starting it a little early. So that's what happened yesterday. And then it really turned into nothing because there was like nobody there because everyone was tuned in on Jordan's live stream. So it happens. I just got to, I usually go in and look at what he's doing, before I start one, just to make sure that he isn't going. And because, yeah, I've learned through experience that when he's got a live stream going, it's just nothing's going to happen with mine. So, but yesterday I broke my own rule and didn't do it, so my own fault. Okay, thanks for stopping in, Jackie. We're gonna do this every day, until I go back to work, and that's on Thursday. So you get a few more of these coming yet. So I hope to see you again. Yeah, I suppose I could shoot some photos of the cats on the shelf. Nibble tends to give you a really, really serious stink eye when you're photographing her. It's literally just, she doesn't know what to make of that. Oh, speak of the devil, here she is. She just came down the stairs. She's going into the kitchen now, and Bite's over there laying behind the chair. So yeah, I'm well and happy and doing my thing here. I'm glad I got the live streams to keep me occupied. Otherwise, I'd be going crazy. Yeah, it's weird. It's no real different than the last 8 months here where I've been unemployed. But now I just feel like I should be doing something, and here I am. So good thing we have the live streams. Hey, Nibble, gonna come around and be seen? Yeah, she's getting spooked by the sound of the kids outside too. Let's see if we can distract her away from the noises outside the door with the noises inside the door. Now she's still curious about what's happening outside. Only Bites. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. She's going to do the whole walk behind the chair thing, and then you'll see her over there and right there. Hey, Nibble. And then she ran through here. Here's one for you. I got to get him to the point where he can like jump off the ground and get him out of my hand. Problem is, he tends to overcompensate a little bit and he'll end up chomping on my hand, right? Yeah, just like that. Nibble, it's a kitty treat for you. Because Bite's gotten a few of them because you weren't down here and he was being a hog like usual. Okay, now we bribed you a little bit here. We'll put the kitty treats away and come back to them in a little bit. If you're good, but only if you're good. Yeah, I talked to my mom right before I did the live stream today. She's doing fine. She's finally taken my advice and turned the TV off a little bit. I guess she's getting a little depressed just hearing all the coronavirus, coronavirus, coronavirus. So she has just been kind of settling into reading books, and that's a good thing. Um, they're still not quite there with the meals for her being locked into her apartment, but I guess her personal her medical assistant Beatrice is going to come in and um, do a little shopping for her in the next day or so. So she has some stuff in the fridge. So when something doesn't come that's particularly appealing, because what they do is they'll bring two specific meals, and then she can pick, do you want this one? Do you want that one? And sometimes neither of them look appealing to her, and then she'll just then she'll just go and eat something out of the fridge. But you can only do that so much, when you're not shopping regularly. So I think Beatrice is going to go in and pick up some stuff for her. But Beatrice can't even go into the facility. Apparently, they've got a big tent out in front now, and you want to deliver something to someone inside, you put the stuff in the tent and then leave, and then they come and bring it in and sanitize it or do whatever it is they're doing with it, and then they bring it to the person who was in, who it was for. So I haven't been going out and walking every day, but for the last few days, I've been doing that a little bit, just getting out a little more, I think, than anything else. Just so many people are locked into their apartments. I just thought a lot of people might just enjoy seeing some outdoorsy kind of stuff. And especially now that we're kind of getting into the wildflower season here, I kind of wanted to do that. So, the video yesterday was an out and about walking video. The video you're going to see tonight is going to be another one, and then the video you'll see in a couple of days is the one I shot today, and that's another, going out and walking around and looking at nature and stuff like that. So did you see the Beatles on the Facebook page? No, I don't know if I've seen that one yet. You think before I head back to my do my regular work schedule, we need a Professor Breck vlog? I've got something that's kind of brewing on that. I don't know at this point whether it'll be before I go back to work, but I've been reading some of the news in the astronomy field, and apparently there's a comet that's approaching, and so I don't know how much footage I'll be able to get to that, but I think a discussion about what comets are and where they come from and why they are the way they are and what they do and all that. I think that would be a good Professor Breck vlog. So we might do that at some point. What is my regular schedule? What do you mean for work? If you mean for work, my work days are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and every other Wednesday. So uh, this week will be my short week, so it'll only be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I'm off. Um, and then next week will be the long week, and it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I just figured, not a lot of people know about what comets are, and they're kind of interesting, and they're very exciting when they come. And It can be really exciting when they hit the planet. Don't want to hear be there when that happens. So, you think we got a problem with a pandemic? Wait until you have a comet impact. That will ruin your day. Yeah, there we go. A couple people would like to see comet vlogs. What do you think? What do you think, Bite? Would you like a comet vlog? If you'd like to see a comet vlog, go sit on the edge of the chair and stare at the kitty trees. See, there you go. What more could you ask? Hopefully, it is a big comet. I just don't want it to hit us, but I don't think there's any evidence of that's going to happen right now. So, but a big comet would be very exciting. This one really kind of snuck up. From what I read, this one kind of snuck up on scientists because they think it came from way, way, way outside of the solar system, and so it could be an interstellar comet or a rogue comet, and if that's the case, who knows how long it's been floating around out there. Time for dinner on the East Coast. Yeah, we're getting there. It's coming up on 6 here, but like I said, I had lunch or breakfast or whatever right before the right before I did the live stream here. So I may not even have dinner tonight. Yeah, me too. I've always been interested in space. That was the first thing I ever remember getting into when I was a kid, and it's still something I'm interested in. I mean, think about it. Every person you've ever known, everything you've ever heard about happened on this one little tiny planet, and we got the universe out there, and it goes forever in every direction. How can you not be fascinated with that? You like the Blue Bonnet vlog, then you're going to love tonight's vlog, and you're going to love 2 days from now's vlog. Because tonight's vlog, especially, was even more blue bonnets. Yeah, volcanoes and earthquakes are great too. I already did the earthquake one, but a volcano one would be kind of fun. How would I like to go to the moon? That would be great. I'd love to do that. I've always said I was born like 100 or 200 years ahead of my time. So, I always saw myself as one of those people bouncing around space and like a Star Trek type spaceship and going exploring new planets and all that fun stuff. I'd totally get into that. But the moon would definitely be fun to go visit. Yeah, well, you'll see the new one in about 2 hours. So, Breck Jetson, yeah, exactly. And you saw that shirt that they did for Jordan's vlog. That literally was that. It was Jordan and Jaw and I in a George Jetson type spaceship. So, yeah, that was kind of cool too. Yeah, imagine being in space and seeing the Earth. You're right, or being on the moon and watching the Earth. Well, that's good. I'm glad that a few people have that one. I have one of those shirts too. That one means too much to me, though. I don't wear it too much. Just it's one of those I don't want to wear out. There's shirts I have that like this one I'll wear until it falls off me. But you like the funky lights on the wall. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think it just kind of makes an interesting background. Yeah, yeah. The shirts that came from Merch Five were really good quality shirts. I'm really sad that they went under because, I had called them right at the end and say, hey, will you be willing to do shirts for me? And they said at that time, yeah, we're probably not going to be doing this much longer. They ended up whipping up three of my first T-shirt, and Jordan got one, and I got one, and John Yarborough, the guy who did the image, got one. So there are three of those right now, and that's it. What happened to them? I assume you mean Merge Five. Basically, they got into the business, to make T-shirts, and they were hoping, they got Jordan early on, and they were hoping they were going to be able to get Adam or, uh, some of the others, Carpetbagger or Justin Scard or someone like that, and get them to make T-shirts for them too. And it just never happened, and there wasn't enough content or enough merchandise coming from Jordan to support the company, and it just went under. It actually started going downhill too because one of the things Jordan really liked about him is that they had a graphic artist on staff, and so that's always been Jordan's big issue is, he has ideas what he wants to do, but he doesn't really have the ability to implement those ideas. So having, when Merge Five had somebody that could on staff that, could talk to Jordan, and Jordan could say what he's thinking about, and they could send him mock-ups, and you said, yeah, that's great, but can you change this? And Jordan really liked having that. And at one point, that person, I guess, left, and it wasn't long then after that the company just kind of went under. It was too bad. It was a great company. They made great products. That's my favorite snack food. Yeah, spicy potato chips. You can't go wrong with that. I'll tell you though, I've been eating carrots lately, which is really weird. I don't know, just every once in a while I get in a mood for like a vegetable or something like that. Yeah, Beth's right. Yeah, Beth's here now. Yeah, you're right. Those three shirts will be collector's items. The only three in the world. I don't know. At some point though, I've got that artwork, and I'm going to probably end up going and having some more of those made. Still got to find somebody that can do future stuff because sometimes it's a bit of a challenge to find the graphic artists who are willing to, like, take suggestions and, hey, I want you to do something like this. They sometimes try and turn it into something of their own, and or you ask them to do one thing and they do something different. Right, Bite? I know you wouldn't buy any of my t-shirts. You've never worn a t-shirt in your life. But the only thing good a t-shirt is good for you is if there's one on the ground, you'll lay on it and take a nap on it. Nibble. Yeah, there she is. Thought I saw her creeping around here. Hey there, pretty girl. Yeah, if you judged that a little differently, that tooth would have gone right into my thumb. Nibble, you're learning that, like Bite just did there. Yeah, they both walked away now, so that's the way that goes. Yeah, you're right. Bite's thinking, oh, not Dad's talking to himself again. He would look cute in a t-shirt. What do you think? Should I make a t-shirt that looks like his fur? With the black and the white, the white belly and the white spotches on the back and all that. Yeah, that's definitely one of Bite's favorite spots on the couch. But actually, this is his favorite spot here. You can see how it's kind of indented there. Yeah, that's from years of Bite sleeping there. That's kind of his place. Any plans for the weekend? Yeah, probably just going to continue doing what I'm doing here. Live stream or two during the day, and some going out and just doing having a little fun outside. Doing what I can do. You know, that's sort of everything right now is revolving around the vlog. So yeah, it's better. I don't want to chop the top of my head off. Am I missing the restaurant vlogs? I was kind of slowing down on the restaurant vlogs even before all this happened, just because, there's only so many restaurants here. And I'm getting to the point now where I'd have to start doubling up and hitting places again. And I've done that a couple times, but, you know, I've kind of burned up all the restaurants in here now, so I'm kind of out of ideas. Like I said, I might hit some of them again, but we got to wait until all this craziness ends. If you had the treats out, your kitty would be tapping you on the arm to remind you to pass her a treat. Yeah, well, I don't put up with that kind of nonsense. Mine just stare at me and give me the evil eye. Yeah, the cooking blogs do all right, and even that's a little bit of a pain in the neck sometimes because what's going on right now is, it's so hard to get ingredients in the grocery store because you might need 10 or 12 ingredients to cook something, and normally that would be fine. But now you get there and you spend a whole bunch of time finding all the ingredients and you find everything but one thing, and then you're stuck. So, oh yeah, you like the hamburger the other day? Yeah, that was just real simple. But I can only pull that off so many times too. How many times are you gonna want to watch me barbecue hamburgers on the grill? A lot of times with me, food is more just a physical necessity. So it's like, I find something I like and I'll just order it, you eat it a bunch of times. Right now, there's this seasoning I found at the grocery store called bacon and chipotle. It's a powder, it's a rub that you put on like chicken and pork and stuff like that. And I'll just put it on there and then throw it on the grill, and that's pretty good. Got a nice little bite to it. Carrot soup, I don't know about that. I like carrots as vegetables. I don't know. I don't know how well I'd deal with carrot soup. I got to admit though, I've never tried. So yeah, it kind of feels like it's getting into more barbecue season here. So because it was in the 80s today. Let me see. Let's see what it is right now. Yeah, it's still in the 80s. We're 84 right now. So yeah, that's even though it's a little windy and a little overcast, it's still pretty warm out there. What's my favorite kind of soup? I like split pea soup. I like chicken noodle soup. I like clam chowder. You know, there's a bunch of things. Sometimes I'm just in the mood for something, and so I'll go get something. It's like, oh, that looks interesting. Let's try that. Never tried minestrone soup. What's for dinner tonight? I don't know if I'm gonna eat dinner tonight. I had a really late breakfast, so I'm usually a one or two meal a day person anyway. And I didn't eat breakfast until maybe a couple hours ago. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe no dinner tonight. Hi, Nibble. Meow. Oh, you're in Northeast Texas. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a little cooler up there, I think. We're supposed to get some rain here, but I was looking at the radar and I don't see any evidence of it. So I have my doubts, but we'll see. Your friend Julia likes it when men cook and clean. Okay. Do a good impression and impersonation of Nibble. Okay, well that's good. Yeah, I can usually talk to her a little bit. She'll kind of talk to me a little bit. And right now they're both over in the corner by the front door. Bite's laying on the floor and Nibble's just kind of harassing him. Yeah, it does sound like the virus is winding down in China, and so that's good news. If it's doing that there, it's going to do it here too. I do. Somebody mentioned on the live stream earlier today that the United States has now moved to the number one spot in terms of the virus, and that isn't necessarily because we're getting worse. It's just that China is kind of winding down a little bit, and I think Italy is too. Italy was number two, so we're just a little bit behind because it didn't catch on here as quickly. So, we got a little bit more to go through it, but it should start winding down here too before too long. Oh, I'd hope that it'll be all but gone by the end of April. I'm not a doctor or anything, but based on how quickly we've jumped on this and how we're self-isolating, it could conceivably be largely a thing of the past, in a couple of weeks. Because right now the new cases there are um, the right now the new cases there are the ones that are popping up now as people are on quarantine and are self isolating. And so once we get past this 2 week point where most people are doing that, the number of new cases should drop real quick. Yeah, I'm with you, VNA. I'm tired of this too, and I'm not even locked in my apartment. I can go whenever I want, because we aren't really being that crazy about you got to stay in your apartment. We'll shoot you dead if you don't. It's like no, there's nothing like that. I'm going out a couple times a day because I went to the grocery store this morning and went out and went over to to do a vlog a little later in the afternoon, and so that's good. Actually, I want to gonna go into like Home Depot or something and see if they actually have bluebonnet seeds because I've seen a bunch of places online that sell them, and I think it'd be fun to get some bluebonnets growing in my house when I get that going. You've been in on FMLA recovering from surgery. Okay, yeah. Well, and see that's part of what this whole daily live stream thing has been about too is kind of being able to communicate with those who can't get out right now. There's a lot of that going on right now, you know and a lot of my people who are normally, shut in just for health issues, now they can't get visits from their family or anything like that. So that's sort of what this has been all about. And that's also sort of been what's been driving the themes of the vlogs. I've been doing a lot more, get out there and walk around and show you stuff, let you see nature and see some of the fun stuff out there. Yeah, I've been actually reading on the blue bonnets, and that's what I've heard too. You have to, the seeds are really, really tough, and so it takes a couple of years for them even to begin blooming or to begin sprouting and growing. And then once that happens, then they grow every year. Because see, that's obviously what's happening in these fields out here. Is they're kind of, they're growing in that area, and then they get mowed down every year, and the root structure stays, and it kind of stays dormant until next spring, and then it bounces back. And Adam the Woo is staying at home, huh? Well, that's one way to do it, I guess. Part of you hopes that they'll keep everything closed until the end of April so you can escape jury duty. Oh man, I could tell you about jury duty in California. Um, I pulled jury duty for the first time when I was still in college and when I was working at a medical laboratory. I was so excited to do it, and I went in and did my duty and all that fun stuff. And apparently, because I was must have been one of the only people in the state ever came in and did it when asked to do it. Um, I got put on a sucker list, and every year for the next 20, 25 years, I'd pull a jury duty summons. And it got to the point where I just literally stopped going. And eventually they gave up on me and just treated me like everyone else. So, I haven't had to do jury duty in about 10 years, but it's made up for the fact that I did it for like 25 years in a row. And it was just crazy. Yeah, I've heard the bluebonnets are indigenous to Texas, but I'm wondering if they would grow in other parts of the country. Yeah, well, I'm really hoping that we're going to get back to normal after this is over. Things have got to get better. Well, the thing that always irritated me about it is they kept calling me, but they knew that I was technically an engineer, and apparently defendants and prosecutors don't want an engineer in the jury duty. So it was always, all right, Mr. Roll, what do you do for a living? I'm an engineer. Okay, thank you. You're excused. And it's like, well, if you don't want an engineer, why do you keep calling me? I'm taking time off of work. I would have much rather in those cases in those days spend my time at work because I love doing that. Instead I end up going all over the place and waiting in a jury room all day long. This was all before they had a lot of cell phones and stuff like that. So it was basically you brought in books or you brought in some music or something and listened to it that way, and that was all you really had. You have blue bonnets all over your front yard. That's nice. I envy you. I hope to be able to do that at some point too. Handshakes be done forever. I don't know about that. I think we're going to get to the point where we'll return to normal here because right now this is all just the pendulum has swung way too far in one direction. I think everything's got to come back, go back to normal at some point. Yeah, yeah, every time I've been in jury duty, I've gotten paid for it, but that's not the point. The point is, if they don't want me, they're wasting time having me be there. And it's frustrating because I knew a whole bunch of people that never got called for jury duty, and I was getting a summons every year. It was crazy, and I think it's like a lot of other things. It's easier to keep harassing the same people over and over and over again when they come in than it is to ask people to come in who don't come in. You keep getting jury summons, but they cancel them out before the day arrives. That's interesting. I mean, yeah, the last few times I've done it, they've what they do is they technically put you on call, and you call the morning of, and they tell you whether you're going to be needed or not. And if you're needed, you go in. And if not, then you're excused for the day. Last jury duty summons I actually got though was just I was working at Disney, so it must have been the last 6 or 8 years or something like that. And I got called in there, and we waited in the jury room for an hour or so. They called us to one of the courtrooms. They got down there. We waited outside the door of the courtroom for 20 or 30 minutes. The judge came out and said that the two parties had settled, and they sent us back to the jury room. And when we got back to the jury room, they excused us. So whatever. Maybe they got their act a little bit together, but still. Yeah, I got the car registration submitted the other day, so we're good to go on that. A lot of people did say that wrote on the comments section that I could do it all online. Yeah, I could, but I don't know. I still kind of guess prefer to do the old-fashioned way. Plus the fact, I can walk over to the mailbox, and that's a little good exercise. You don't necessarily get the exercise pressing a carriage return. Yeah, I guess when you're in a small town like that, that probably does happen. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, Penny. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, and like I said, we'll be out of here in about 15 minutes or so. I got about 15 more minutes in me, and then we'll wrap this up. Right, bye. So he's there staring at the kitty treats again. Okay, Tracy's checking out too. Thanks for stopping in, Tracy. Like I said, we'll be here tomorrow. So stop by again tomorrow, and we'll have another talk. Yeah, I said just a couple weeks ago that was going to be my last Saturday live stream. Just shows how things work out. Yeah, I know. Check out that big butt. That's a big butt that you got there. Big butt bite. Yeah, big butt bite. That's your name from now on. I don't know what time yet. I'm usually doing one about noonish or 1 o'clock Texas time, and I don't know if I'm going to continue doing two a day or just one big long 2 hour one. But if I do a second one, then it's later in the afternoon. Sometime around now. You're up early tomorrow to go shop for your parents. Okay, that's good. That's something you got to do. And bite and nibble, get some rest because the live streams are exhausting. Yeah, I bet you. These live streams just wipe you out, don't they? You poor unappreciated thing. Huh? Yeah, you poor unappreciated little thing. Jan's back. Hi, Jan. Yeah, we got another 10 minutes or so in us, so we're doing our thing here. Yeah, I did a live stream a few hours ago. It just went public right before I started this one because I usually like to let it rest a little bit so that I can go in and set up the commercials and all that stuff. So at this point, I got done doing that, and I moved it to private, and then went out and did my vlog for today. Came back, edited that, and moved the video to public again. So it's on now. Hey, Paul, how's it going? I know you told me it's Eric. It's Epic Eric, right? But whatever. How you doing? Keeping yourself busy? Yeah, Bite is definitely the king of the couch. Yeah, because basically with the live streams, I go in and I do them, and it takes a little while for them to go live, and so I'll usually move it to private for a short period of time, and then push them back to public after I've had a chance to review them. There you go, Paul. You got it right now. 55. That's the magic number. Although you probably cheated. You probably went back to my first vlog and said, "Oh, that was a year ago, and he was 54." So yeah, I'm an old man. Thank you, Marissa. Appreciate that. Yeah, there's a couple that I've got right now that are really exciting. Parts 2 and 3 of the JFK videos are doing really well right now, and I'm getting a lot of good views on those. So that's fun to actually see one of my videos all of a sudden start taking off. It's old to someone who's 15. You got 3 months worth of vlogs to catch up on. Oh, and don't forget the live streams. So I'll be looking forward to my numbers being boosted up on all my vlogs now. Well, you're a woman, so you're not old. That doesn't work that way. It's men that get old. I think I'm offended by that age guessing app. Then I think I've always looked younger than I actually am. So you were pretty right when your first guess was 45 because that's what a lot of people pegged me at. Yeah, age is just a number, but unfortunately, the older you get, the bigger the number gets. Right, Bite? Yeah, what do you know? You're just 13. You're just a baby. I think it's also a matter of how old you act, and if that's the case, I'm about 15. That's probably why I enjoy having Paul around here. Epic Eric. What age? What's the age of my viewers? I talked about that a little bit. Uh, More than 98% of my audience is 35 or older, and it's the distribution. Um, of gender, it's 60-40 female. So, most of my viewers are women, and it doesn't really surprise me. Look at the names that are popping up here. That that doesn't really surprise me a whole lot. Yeah, I did see a few bees flying around in the blue bonnets. The bees seem to like that. I saw a few more of them in the vlog that you'll see today, and actually the one that I shot today, which you'll see in a couple of days, I actually got some footage of these bees that were literally about an inch long. They were huge. Still having trouble with the YouTube monetization? I mean, I assume that's a question for me and not a statement about you. Yeah, sometimes, the last couple of days when my live streams finish up, they're immediately demonetized. And that's also a factor that kind of keeps me from, making them go live immediately, is I want to wait until they get reviewed. But there was just about a 10-day period there around the time, between when my father passed away and when we did the funeral and all that, where like every single one of them was getting demonetized. Nothing like a bee in your bonnet. Ain't that the truth? The bees have been pretty much leaving me alone today. What was my favorite things to do when I visited Hawaii? I love the volcanoes. I love the geology. So, there's a lot of like lava tubes on the Big Island, and we went and visited those. And there's some really strange beaches. You got white sand beaches, you got black sand beaches, you got green sand beaches, and we visited a lot of those. Those are really interesting. I love all that kind of stuff. We actually went out to Volcanoes National Park on the east side of the island, and could actually walk out onto the lava, out to close to where there were like rifts in the ground, and you could actually see the lava flowing. Well, wasps are a little bit more aggressive than bees are. Bees are generally pretty docile. I've been stung by wasps a couple times. I've never been stung by a bee. I kind of take the approach that if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. The only place I'd like to see the eruption of a volcano is from a safe distance, and and right now, the only place that there really is lava flowing where you can look at it safely is on the Big Island of Hawaii. You hear the neighbors outside again. I don't remember the exact model number, Eric, but leave me a comment in the comment section, and I'll check that. I'll get you the exact number. Like I said, I haven't really thought about it for a while, so I forgot what the model number is. I don't know. Maybe somebody here knows what it is. Yeah, the only time I ever got stung by a hornet, it was, a friend of mine. I was in Boy Scouts when I was a kid, and a friend of mine and our troop were camping out, and we were just horsing around with some other guys and kind of chasing each other around. And all of a sudden, this friend of mine that I was uh, chasing after started going crazy and waving his arms around like crazy, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, so I followed him. It turned out he'd flown right into a hornet's nest. So yeah, I got a few stings there, but it wasn't really that bad. I've had worse. I used to have black widows in my house in California. Kept them as pets. They were kind of cool. Yeah, I saw that too. Bike took off running when I started waving my arms around. Did I scare my cat or scar my cat? Maybe both. Well, he's just over there, so second second the kitty treats come out, he'll be back. I guarantee you. In fact, here I'll coax him back into the shot right now here with some kitty treats. So you can see Kitty Tail right there. That's him. And there he is. See, I told you. I didn't traumatize you, did I? You're just a scaredy cat, aren't you? Yeah, all's forgiven the second the kitty treats come out. Meow. Meow. What's that all? No more kitty treats? Yeah, see how he is. Now you know. That's all it's about, you know. You wanted to see if I left the lid off the jar. Didn't make that mistake, did I? See if I dropped any, huh? No? Okay. All right, well, we've been going for about an hour now, so I think I'm going to end this one. My new video goes up in about an hour and 20 minutes. If you liked the Blue Bonnets one yesterday, you'll love this one. More of the same. Just trying to do a lot of like outdoorsy kind of stuff right now. Just, you know, for those of you who are locked in, you know, get a little outdoor activity. So anyway, I think that's all I have. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, which should be tomorrow sometime. Good night, everyone.